I was laying across my bed on my laptop, had a pillow resting in front of me. I felt pain, and that was on a Saturday. Didn't think a whole lot of it, just thought it was no regular tenderness. And it happened again the next evening. It was really bad, and I immediately felt the lump. Called the doctor the next morning. They immediately sent me for a mammogram and a CAT scan. Came back that they wanted to do a biopsy. So I went in on Thursday for a biopsy and found out the following Monday that it was positive.
I guess I was just trying to absorb it all myself. I mean, she just gets slammed with one problem after another. And I keep telling her, another hurdle to clear, just one more hurdle to clear.
The first thing to go through my mind whenever I was diagnosed was disbelief, shock, worried about how to tell Brandon.
And now my mom has cancer. You know, what else can go wrong? You know, really lost my dad in 2008. Now we're in 2012, 4 years later, and luckily, you know, it was a curable form of cancer. You know, not that say anything good comes out of cancer, but you know, we're not talking about something that's a death sentence at least.
What did you think whenever Mommy told you that she had cancer?
That you would feel bad.
But do you really understand what cancer is all about?
Yes.
Really, you know, it just got worse. She got pneumonia, you know, when she was due to have the cancer removed from her breast, which is a setback. You can't do surgery while someone has pneumonia, of course.
I ended up having my lumpectomy April 3rd. So they removed 5 lymph nodes and tested them, and they tested negative for cancer. However, it didn't mean that it didn't spread elsewhere in my body, because still a single cancer cell can bypass the lymph nodes. They also did tests to see whether I was a breast carrier. I had the breast carrier gene, and it tested negative. However, the test they also did on the tumor to see what my chances would be of the cancer coming back, I tested the highest scores on all 3 tests, which means it was very aggressive and could very likely come back.
So we get through that at least. It's a little bit difficult, but at the same time, wasn't the end of the world at that point.
Was scheduled for chemotherapy and ended up coming down with appendicitis. Was in the hospital for 4 days. Had my appendix taken out, so we thought, until the doctor called me back the following Friday and told me that he missed my appendix. So I ended up in the hospital for 4 more days to get my appendix taken out for real this time.
It's like how many people can, you know, get cancer and then pneumonia and then appendicitis, like back to back to back. Then having to do the surgery over again for the appendicitis was another setback.
So I had to wait again to heal in order to start chemo.
I met Dwayne shortly before they got married, and he was a good guy, very good husband and father.
We were at the Maryland-Florida State game in 2008. At one point he did complain about his chest hurting a little bit. So I thought I just had made him hustle a little bit more than what he could handle. I thought, man, I just walked ahead of him too much because it was cold and I was ready to just get back in the truck and go. He just stopped talking and kind of stayed back in his seat, or kind of lay his head back in the seat, and then I took control of the steering wheel. Luckily, I'm able to get my foot over to the brake. I find Maryland campus police officer and get his attention, and we try to pull my dad out of the truck. By the time we get him out of the truck, EMS arrives. And they take him to the hospital, and then Literally, I mean, it was probably about 20 minutes, half hour later after I arrived at the hospital, that they already told me that he was gone.
This December would have been our 25th anniversary, and we had always said that we were going to go on a cruise. So I had thought that maybe I would still go on a cruise, but now obviously that's out. We were supposed to go on a trip to Disney in November, and that's been canceled for this year. Hoping for a better new year to start planning things for next year. Hopefully by the end of the year we can get a couple of these things accomplished.
My mom really needs my dad. With the chemo, there's a lot of side effects, weakness, and just general being tired.
I did go through a PET scan to see if I have cancer elsewhere in my body. There is one spot in my neck that they're concerned about, but we're going to have it checked out after I'm through with my treatments to see whether it's anything more to be concerned about or not.
But there's no quitting. You can't quit when you have a 7-year-old, and that's where my dad comes in. You just really need my dad for just to control him.
Typical side effects with numbing and tingling in the arms and the legs, my equilibrium being off, nausea, vomiting, and of course, hair loss.
After my brother's 7th birthday party, we ended up coming home, and Candy was going to shave my mom's head.
When she called me and told me she needed to shave her head, her hair was coming out and it was a mess, and all of a sudden it just occurred to me, oh, that could be fun. I've always wanted to shave somebody's head. Can I shave your head? And she agreed to let me. I was kind of surprised.
Decided to shave my hair, or shave my head when I was losing my hair for about 4 days. It's coming out in clumps, and it was a mess because my hair was shoulder length.
At this point, it's just easier to shave it. While Candy wanted to do it, and that was great and all, I took over.
And Brandon had to step in and help because I clearly don't know anything about shaving heads. I would have had her a mess.
At the very least, I can go ahead and shave my mom's head properly so it doesn't look like a mess.
How does my head feel without hair?
Not telling.
Pretty funny? Yeah? This was my 6th chemo, and I have 2 more to go, and I'll finish October 30th. And then I start radiation in January, and that will last for 7 weeks, and will be 5 days a week for the 7 weeks. I guess what I would want everyone to know is how much I need my friends right now, how much just people being there for you, for their support, because you feel alone. It's very important. I've had some friends that they've had a hard time facing me because I have cancer, that they sort of avoid me. But I have great friends and family that have been by my side, and I love everyone for it. But I want all women to know not to let it go. You feel anything, you might think it's just nothing. Get it checked out. It could save your life. During those hard times, I felt like giving up on treatments, and I thought that if I didn't have my children, I would. It's been hard enough. My boys losing their dad. Brandon watching his dad die. And Bryson never really getting to know his dad very well because he was only 3. I won't give up because I know I need to be here for them.